Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. It's your boy, Ron Russ, with another weekly installment, Rotten Metal Garage, with the 72 D100, third gen hemi build. You already know the deal. So, this week's video is going to be about the oil cooling systems, whether it be the power steering or the transmission cooling, oil cooling, all that. So I'm gonna go into some of the coolers that I bought, and then how I fabricated them and made them work. So let's stop talking and get into it. So why don't you go ahead and roll the intro so we get this shindig started. Let's go. So first off, I have a rubber clamp kit. Let's start mounting my wire harness, and you're gonna see that done right now. And there you go. So the cool thing is I ran it here so that way I can still pull radiator core out and it'll stay. So there's its final resting place. Next, what I got is a cooler. So I'm gonna figure out how to mount that. I'm gonna show you what I got. Is a eBay single pass oil cooler, trans cooler, power steering cooler, whatever. But it did not come with the fittings like it said. So, but what I can do is figure out how I'm gonna mount this. Now I know it's not gonna go here because this is where the radiator and fan is gonna sit. I can't put it down here because it won't see any air. And yeah, if you can't tell, it came in all busted up. But honestly, I only paid $10 for it, so I can't complain too much. But yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in between the grill and the radiator core. So as you can see, in and out, or vice versa, really doesn't matter. It's a single pass, means in one end, out the other. Yeah, let's figure something out. So check it out, I found the perfect spot. I think that'll work. Just mount it up, and I think that will do. So all I gotta do is get connectors for each side. So here I finished mounting a couple more spots for the wire harness. There's one piece. Here's another. And then, like I showed you before, the fans are actually behind the mount. So what I think I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this thermostat housing and I'm going to cut it at an angle, turn it so that way the outlet faces here and not towards the belt, because it's only going to go from here to here. Now that I know where I'm going to mount the cooler, I went to Ace and popped some 3/8 with the ribbed hose fittings, and then you kind of see roughly the angle I'm going to cut it. I know it's not in the best shape, but used ones on like eBay are still 20-25 bucks. So even if I screw this up, there's all kinds of people on the internet parting out cars. I could find one, but for now I'm gonna cut it at that red angle that you see, turn it 180 degrees, and see where the angle comes off of that. So no real math behind it, just kind of eyeballed it, marked it. I'm gonna cut it and full send, see how it works. Another mission accomplished. So now all I'd have to do is go right in front to there. That's it. And then that's all on. It's literally blam. Check. And mate. Alright, so just to keep this thing moving along, I finally got the T connector that I needed. So now the vacuum from the front and the back are connected to the brake booster. So I think what I'm going to start trying to tackle is, this is the adjustable steering column for the 300. It's I guess engineered, if you will, by Mercedes. So this is all a Mercedes piece. But what I'm running into is, obviously there's literally no room. It's hard to get a camera in there. There's no room to get that connected to the lower shaft that bolts to. So what I did was I took it's a T55 hex bolt that holds it to the actual drive shaft there. So now I'm going to pull this off, and I'm going to see what kind of engineering, some sort of steering mechanism. But let me take that off. But before I get into all that, I figured I would kind of come back to what I started, and just so I kind of get it out of the way. So what I did was I started notching this part, put a couple relief cuts, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these flat panel pliers and start bending these edges up. And then I just have to finish cutting this little section out so it'll pass this edge here. But yeah, let me bend these up real quick and see where it sits. All right, after a little metal finessing, got it bent up. So I think, because you can see fender's starting to crack through, what I'll probably end up doing is taking a pretty big washer and tacking it onto this just to thicken it up. But that's why I grinded it down, smacked this a little flat. But for the most part now it'll actually stay up. And I think what I'll do in the meantime is just add a sheet metal screw, self-tap, and yeah, let's see. It should be good for this side. As you can tell, that's lined up. That's practically lined up all the way around. This side is good to go. Obviously, I have some welding, sanding, all kinds of good stuff. But this fender, for the most part, is ready to go. Obviously, I'll come in here and fill these gaps better, but I just have it tacked there, and then tack screw here just to hold it into place. This will pull back. We're good to go. So next up, just checking them off the list, keep it going. This is the transmission coolant lines, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole through here towards the front, or towards the back of this, which would be the front of here, and then so I have a mounting tab here, mounting tab there. I have this cooler, and yeah, I think you know where I'm going with this. So just knocking shit out, getting it done. Let's keep her moving. Mocked up, good to go. May find a way to mount this side just from wobbling, but I mean, it's pretty solid. It's pretty cool too. So next, what I gotta figure out is how I'm gonna run the lines from there to here. This one's pretty much where it needs to be on the bottom. This one right here. I mean, you can see it's pretty much lined up. Top one, kind of have to stretch just to get it where I need it, but yeah, it's so I noticed these have little kind of snap rings that hold them in, so I'm gonna see if I take that off, if it gets rid of this threaded nut part, and then see where I go from there, see how I'm gonna mount it. Let's see what I figure out. I decided I'm going to drill that out. As you can see, that puts it right where it needs to be, and then the top, I just go straight in through there. So what I decided is these were the original fittings that were on it, just way too big for what I need. So I went and got some more connectors exactly like those. So to get these to work, what I did was I took the end connectors off, and all they are this right here. They actually slide on, and then this pin goes into these little grooves and actually holds them on. So what I did was I just took this tiny screwdriver, literally just pop one side up, rung it around, and it literally slides right off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install these onto the cooler and affix the lines. Also, when I went to Ace, I picked up these copper caps, and what I want to do with these is I want to drill the ends out, put them over my braided lines, and so that way they look a little better. Because if you look at that one right there, the edges are all just frayed, and it kind of looks bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like I said, drill these out, put these in between where it mounts, and put the clamp behind it, and see if that don't clean up the look of the hose a little better. So yeah, let's get all this wrapped up. You'll see what I'm talking about. Go from that to this. Looks a lot better. Like I said, just drilled at the tip. That way it should be a little tighter. Obviously your clamp still should be able to hold it, but yeah, that'll look a lot better. I'm gonna try to fix up some of the other ones too, but yeah. There we go. Looks a little cleaner. That's with the caps on that. Like I said, it looks a lot better than just wrapping it with the tape or whatnot. So I feel I'm gonna do these ones. I just need to get bigger caps. But next I'm moving on to this lower one. So I have it tacked in right now. Obviously that's not gonna do. So what I'm gonna do is, when I cut out of the core for the radiator to fit, I had these left over, and what they are is they are sheet metal, I guess spot welded mounts. So what I did was I put them in the vise, I bent them 90 degrees, and then here's a cool trick. If you guys don't have a small drill, because or drill bits, I always break mine. So what I'm doing is I'm just using this self-tapping screw, making little holes along the top. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to weld it to the bottom, and then that way I have a place to screw the actual cooler to this. I'm not worried about it not lining up, because that's just self-tapped. This is going to be stronger than a self-tap. But yeah, and then that way this will be just kind of tack welded to the core. But yeah, let me finish that up and then see what else I could come up with. Bolts ready to go. And now what I'll do is I'll tack weld these to the bottom, which I'll do right now. So I got it bolted in, and then just screwed it in on both sides. Got it screwed in. So now what I'll do is I'll just weld her up. Now it is a permanent structure. And then what I'll do is I'll re-tack the top just to add some support. There we go. Alright, there it is, behind the grill, hidden. Obviously, air will get to it, so calling that piece done. I think this is where I'm going to end the video. So next, what I'm going to talk about, just to kind of close this video out, is some of the stuff that I got. So I got a replacement belt, and then I also bought a 6-groove idler pulley that I will post a picture of right here. And then so what I'm getting ready to do is I have a battery. It's not so good. It's actually got a dead cell, but you know, in the meantime, it's something that I can hook up to this system and see if I can't get something rolling. But in the meantime, what I got here, boom and boom, if you couldn't tell, is some motor oil. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Royal Purple 5 quarts. This motor takes 6, so the 6 quart I'm gonna use the Marvel Mystery Oil. So obviously we could debate and talk about this until we're blue in the face. In my opinion, thinner oil is better for breaking in, for the break-in cycle, only because it's going to get in places that obviously doesn't have oil as of right now, the way it sits. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to fill the motor with all 6 quarts that you see here, and then I am going to prime the motor. And the best way to do it is shout out to DIY Hemi. Those guys had a really good idea where you take the top set Allen head that's above the oil filter, and you just use an old school pump that you would put like I don't know, yard, like weed killer type chemical stuff, pesticides. You pump it up, it seals or it pressurizes the bottle, and then you pop off the valves and just watch for oil to come up through the system, through your galleries. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to put this stuff in it. I'm going to wait for the pulley. Obviously I ordered it, I don't have it yet. I'm going to put this belt on and then figure out where I'm going to put that pulley, but that will all be in the next video, because I still need to get a pump to prime the motor, if you will. But obviously, before I even consider hooking a battery up to this, I'm going to give everything in the engine bay a once over for grounds, all that good stuff. Make sure everything's connected. I also have the sensor that goes in this boot. It's I mean, your intake sensor, I guess, if you will. As you can tell, this doesn't necessarily fit, so I think I'll end up extending this wire. Obviously, that's all stuff that I'm not going to film. It's all tedious work, and I'm sure you don't want to spend another 10-15 minutes watching me do that. As far as the format of the videos, I do apologize if it kind of seems like I'm all over the place, but you know, that's just how I work. I start one thing, I might get frustrated, I might want to come back to it at a different time with a clear head, so I move on to something else. I try to make the videos subject oriented, I guess, if you will, but you know, sometimes it doesn't come out like that. So if you guys enjoy the content, I know the videos are a little longer than, I guess, you know, other YouTubers, but you know what, I'm not another YouTuber. I'm just honestly putting all this stuff on YouTube as just a way to document my process of this build. I'm not in it for the money. Obviously, I spend more money on the build. I don't make anything from YouTube, like not a damn dime. So, hey, you know what? If you guys enjoy it, remember to give it a thumbs up, comment, and if you want to see what happens next, what kind of shenanigans I get into, hit that subscribe button. But in the meantime, I'm gonna load this up with juice, and I will see you guys next time. Catch you on the flip side. Peace.